Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the farm. Today we are out here getting ready to put together a new raised bed. Now we've got a couple raised beds here. One I built last year that I've got my carrots in now, and another one that we built probably 3 or 4 years ago. And let me give you a shot of what's going on with that thing. We knew then that it probably wasn't going to last too long because of we made it out of untreated wood, and as you can tell, nature's done finally run its course with that one. This bed that we're putting together now is overall 16 feet long and probably about 46 inches wide. But I built it out of 5'4" decking, treated deck wood. And I know before y'all start sending me hate mail and all that, I know you're not supposed to use treated wood on raised beds, but in this application, the wood is never going to come in contact with the ground, with the dirt. So we're using corrugated tin. We're making the tin 2 feet high. The bed will be initially 2 feet high. By the time we get it leveled up, one side will be just a hair shorter than the other. But we'll be putting tin on the inside of the wood. It'll be hidden. We got a 1-inch lip all the way around, and the tin will tuck up inside of that 1-inch lip. Now, what I used was 2x4 treated lumber for the skirt. And let me give you a closer look at this. So, if you see this, it's got a 2x4 skirt all the way around. And inside here, we got a 1-inch lip. The tin will be on the inside all the way around. And it will be screwed in with 1-inch sheet metal screws from the inside. So basically what you will see is the tin that looks like it's tucked away inside of the 2x4. I got 2 male goats over there. Their hormones are going crazy right now, so if you hear a bunch of hollering and screaming in the background, that's what that is. Don't pay no attention. We kind of got used to it. Anyway, this morning me and Jace got out here and we built the frame for it, got all that put together, and saved y'all the trouble watching us do all this cutting anyway. Basically all it is 5'4" decking with 2x4 skirts. Simple. The idea for this, I seen a video on Sawyer Ridge Farms where a guy built a raised bed using this method. I think they use like 1x4s, a little bit lighter application. Now this bed is never going to be moved, and the idea is I'm going to start raised beds from this chicken run all the way down the hill to where I normally plant potatoes. Now we normally have peppers in this area, well, just below that raised bed, and that's the intention here, is to make one big pepper garden. Normally we grow 7 or 8 different kinds of peppers, and once we start putting these raised beds in, we have a removable, I guess you would call it, chicken coop that we're going to start using to sit on top of each raised bed. And I've got some Americanas that just now started laying, and they're going to be the perfect size to put in these raised bed runs, as I'm going to call them, and let them do the tilling and the fertilizing and all that good stuff as we rotate these beds out. Now, as we're planting peppers, we keep peppers in the garden up until late October, up until it frosts. So these beds won't get rotated out much. Over the winter, we may winter carrots in them or onions or something like that, but that'll be the perfect opportunity for us to amend those beds, let the chickens do their thing, and kind of rotate them in and out where we want to put things for the next year. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get in here, we're going to flip this bed over, and we're going to put the head sheets, is what I call them, on both ends. We're going to put the skirt boards in, which is the corner molding. This is the corner molding, and it'll go on all 4 corners, and the tin will be hid right back behind it. So we're going to flip it over, we're going to get all this stuff together, and we're going to start putting this bed together.
Open it. What is this? Oh, raised bed.
All right, hang on.
I'm gonna get in here.
Watch out. Be careful, this stuff's sharp.
I can put one right there.
very short.
Wow. Can I do it?
Maybe when we get on the other one. Alright guys, so this is kind of the idea, and it'll look like this pretty much all the way around. These we will probably come back. I've got some aluminum pot rivets. I'll probably come back in and just pot rivet the bottom of these together, kind of hold it shut. You know, as much time and money as you spend into something, you want it to look nice. And I'm kind of funny about the way things look, you know, especially around the garden. So we're gonna get down here and get this other end, then we'll get on these long runs, and this should go pretty quick. Together. We got the front on, we got the back on, and we got one side done. And Jason getting everything lined up to put the other side on, and it should go pretty quick. All right, guys. Well, we got it even up with the run for the chicken coop. I'm gonna keep 2 feet off of that, and hopefully we will be able to keep adding these beds every 2 feet, maybe 3 feet, just depends on how much room that we've got. Just right here, looking, I've got enough room in between the new bed and the old bed to get 2 more in here. So this would be 2 feet. That's plenty of walk space between the beds. And I built them this way because, you know, when you weeding or picking or whatever, it gives you somewhere you can actually sit down and do some work without having to stoop over and bend. It is going to take a little bit to get them filled up. I got a whole big old pile of compost just delivered last week that we're going to use just for that. And we'll fill it about 2/3 of the way with compost, and then we will top it off with some good topsoil, and then we'll amend that and get it ready to plant. This will be one of the pepper gardens this year, and more than likely this will be jalapenos. Normally I lead off with jalapenos and do my bell peppers and all that good stuff, but right now we're going to go get the level. We're going to get the shovels, and we're going to get this thing leveled up. And then we'll start hauling compost up here, getting it filled up. Okay, guys. Sun's going down on us over here. We had a couple other projects we worked on today, but we did get the bed in. We got it leveled. We started backfilling. I had to take the tiller, and I went down and dug down to get the front end a little bit lower so we can level everything up. I'm going to come in probably tomorrow with some sand clay and go around it so I can pack it in and get a good stable foundation on the outside, so as we putting this compost in there, it don't want to bulge out on the bottom. We got that problem going on in the back right now, but I am going to start from the back and work my way forwards, because I'm going to go ahead and start installing the irrigation part of it on the front, which will probably just be a standpipe with a receiver, like for a spigot, so I can run drip irrigation on it when I need it, and then during the wintertime, if I don't need it, I can roll it up and take everything loose. Everything's going to drain back this way anyway after we get several different beds in, hook them up to the same irrigation system. Hopefully we'll be able to water them all at once, and we'll be able to drain them all at once. Just depends on, you know, what we're growing, what time of year we're doing, so on and so forth. Anyway, I like it. I like the setup. I like how easy it was to put together. And, you know, for the most part, for the length of time that I'm gonna get out of this bed, it was surprisingly inexpensive. So let's talk about cost for a minute. This bed that I have over here in front of me was made in 2017, 18, somewhere around in there. And I made it out of 2x12s, treated. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't treated. 2x12 regular pine. And I used all peat moss and topsoil in that bed. With the lumber and all the soil all together, I'm thinking I got a little, probably around $100 in that one bed. And it lasted me 3 years. Now, it does have asparagus in it. I had another $40 worth of crowns for that bed. And last year, November, I made a small bed, a 6-foot bed, just to start some carrots in, which, you know, once the carrots come out, it'll go away, because I'm going to all this style. And that bed, with the price of lumber that the way it is now, that bed alone cost me $80 just for a 6-foot by 36-inch bed. Lumber has got outrageous. Now, this bed is 15.5 feet long. Outside to outside is 16 foot, but 15.5 on the inside. And it's right at 46 inches on the inside. So, you know, we're talking a bed that's way bigger than this solid pine bed. And it's 2 feet deep, 10 on the bottom, and 5'4" deck boards on top, treated wood. All together, I got probably $57 tied up in this bed, and it'll last me 20 years. I may have to change the top boards, I may have to change the sideboard, but you know, this thing is built to be taken apart, new wood added, and put back together. Now, I probably will come in here once a year, maybe, put a light sanding on it and put some linseed oil on it, and that will help just extend the life of that bed. Now, once I get several of these in place, and I'm thinking by the time all said and done, I'll probably have 8, maybe 10 of these beds in this little area that I'm talking about, and they'll be fenced in for, you know, I turned my goats loose and I had to run one out my carrots a while ago. And another reason that I'm going to this style is so come winter, whenever, you know, we start carrots or we start onions, I can make a cold frame out of this fairly easy just by driving some rebar down through the bed and bending some PVC pipe over it, and basically just layering greenhouse plastic over top, or plastic for that matter, over the top of it. Serve the purpose of making, you know, a mini greenhouse. So there's several different reasons that I'm going to this style. I'm still going to have my in-ground garden. I'm still going to have my big gardens and use my tractors and all that stuff. But this type of gardening, simply because of where it is, the terrain, I'm going to say the ground here is not that best. I mean, we've got, and I would give you a shot of it, but it is full of rocks. And I'm talking, you know, anywhere from a quarter to pea-sized rocks. You can see just in my hand, just picking them up under my feet. You see what I'm talking about. And they're everywhere. And it's hard to keep soil like that amended. But in a bed, you know, I can focus on amending this soil, and I don't have to worry about everything around it. Now, when I get done with it, it'll be nice. I mean, I'm going to put gravel in here, put weed barriers down just to make sure that I don't have to take care of, you know, weed eating around everything and all that stuff. But, you know, I want to make it nice enough to where, You come in, you turn on the water, everything's irrigated, you turn off the water, you walk off from it. You come in here and you weed the garden just a little bit, amend the soil just a little bit. You don't have to do the whole area. That's the whole thinking behind beds for peppers and, you know, small crops. Something that we don't grow a whole lot of, but, you know, peppers are something that we enjoy later on in the year. We like putting up peppers towards the end of summer. That's about the only thing that grows good around here during the heat anyway. So, with that being said, guys, I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna shovel some more in here. Like I said, I'm starting from that end, working my way this way. For the most part, is in. It turned out great. Everything's level. I'm 2 feet away from the coop and the run. 2 feet. I got a plenty of walkway to come through here, and we got enough room to where we can sit down here and do whatever we want to do. I can get on my knees and reach across the bed and work this that way. That way, I'm not spending most of my time bent over like this all the time. And you know, I'm not going to tell my age, but I'm getting up now to where bending over a lot, it gets in your back. So this is going to help me out in the long run. You know, next couple of weeks we'll be building a couple more and setting them in here. I'm trying to get at least 3 ready to go, so when my peppers come out the greenhouse, all I got to do is put them in here. I don't want to get rid of this asparagus bed just because I've got so much time tied up in it and money. I may just refurb it for now, and come winter time when everything goes dormant, try to do something like this over here for that bed. I don't want to disturb those crowns. I got too much work tied up in them, and I really don't want to mess that up. But you know, it is what it is. By the time I get over there, we may be able to do something different like this around that bed. I hope. Guys, if you haven't already, reach over and click that subscribe button right there in the right hand corner, and click the bell notification so you get notified every time I put out a video. And as always, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.